Hey everybody, welcome back to another show. Woohoo! Bitcoin is nearing 100,000 USD. We're going to check the charts out today, all the Bitcoin charts. Man, oh man, oh man, $100,000 is in sight. Absolutely fantastic and ahead of schedule too. We're going to look at Eden and Shogun, and they look bullish for Titanx ecosystem, which is on its second mini retrace here at the moment. And then we're going to get into, obviously, Pulse Chain. We're going to cover that all in different orders. So it's going to be a pretty similar order, actually, probably what we normally do. And stay tuned for it all. It's going to be kind of cool. What else? We've got a few little insights here and there. Gary Gensler, you're going to love that news. So I'm going to go through it all. So enjoy. Markets and bullish news. Got to be good. We've got Wookie in the house there. Hey, Wookie, see you later. GGs. See you later. LFGs. See you later, Wookie Meister. We'll be looking at Pulse Mafia too. Man, the vault is getting mega big with the rally on Pulse Chain happening at the moment. So we're going to get into all of that. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Don't forget, get into the chat there, make it lively. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share the bell. We are streaming over 3 different YouTube channels. And of course, you guys are a big supporters. So appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the stock market, kick that off. So we've got the stock market results for Thursday. The S&P 500 rises as cyclical shines, offsetting Alphabet's slump. Let's have a look at the market results. We've got the Dow Jones is up 1%. Can you believe it? Up 462 points. What a massive move there. 43,870 on the index. Let's have a look at the chart here. We're going to have a look at the max chart there for Dow Jones. Look at that. Beautiful, man. All-time highs, folks. Just absolutely amazing. We're entering the Trump era of security, safety, and prosperity. The good times are ahead. The death of wokeness, that's got to be good. We got S&P 500 is up 0.5%, 31 points, 5,948. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, is pretty flat today, up 7 points at 18,973. But we're pretty much around all records at the moment, and some bullish forecasts for next year. Some people are forecasting for S&P 500 8,000 on the index by the end of 25. We're currently just below 6,000 at the moment. So let's see if we can get there. Certainly with Trump leadership, it's probably the best chance. Now, we did have some economic data news out. We had initial jobless claims. They fell. And the Fed's coming up as well, of course, for December. Number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits unexpectedly fell last week, with initial jobless claims dropping 6,000 to seasonally adjusted 213,000. Signs of a rebound in job gains after abruptly slowing last month amid hurricanes and worker strikes come as Federal Reserve members continued to sound cautious on the rate cut outlook. Now, we're still looking for that rate cut in December. If we look out over the next year or so, it feels like rate cuts will end up a fair bit lower than where we are today. So that's kind of the outlook there at the moment. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is NVIDIA. Obviously, NVIDIA is holding up the stock market big time. And we can see that the shares closed slightly higher after the tech giant bet expectations on the third quarter, though its fourth quarter revenue forecast underwhelmed some traders, hoping for a much bigger beat there. But of course, the price did pretty well. Now, revenue forecast presented a sharp downturn, slowdown, I should say, for NVIDIA. Quarterly revenue growth, giving the company guided much stronger year-on-year increases in revenue for the past 3 quarters. Now, here's the big turning point here for NVIDIA, and that is we've got this upcoming Blackwell line for the next AI generation chips, and we're talking Terminator almost stuff like with this. And imagine once we see these chips getting into like robots and stuff. OMG, guys, we are really getting into Terminator world. Man. Well, I don't know. It's just crazy. These Blackwell line are going to be super powerful. So keep a lookout for that. That within 5 years, man, we could see some scary stuff out on the streets. I mean, these things, they won't be that. You know, people talk about consciousness and all this other stuff, life and all that. Obviously, they're not going to do that, but they will mimic humanity in many ways, depending on how they're formulated. So yeah, just it's going to be pretty freaky to have that out. But let's see. The application is going to be crazy. That is a big deal. I cannot understate that enough. The Blackwell line of AI chips. So let's see where that all heads. All right, let's get into the we're going to get into the data there for the Fed rate hike. December, the last one for the year. We've had 75 basis points this year so far, so we're down to 4.75% on the federal funds rate. We've got 3 weeks, 5 days, and 19 hours or 20 hours to go until the last Fed meeting for the year, December the 18th. We've got still the majority of the market expecting a 25 basis point cut. It is a little weaker than it used to be, 57.7%. So we'll see how we end up there in December. That is, hopefully we'll get a 25 basis point cut there too. That'd be very bullish on the 18th of December there. Imagine it, a good Christmas present there. We're expecting good things for crypto. All right, so that brings us into crypto itself. Look at this. Woohoo! Bitcoin is nearing 100,000 Gs, 98,434 as we speak, up 4.4%. Now, the Bitcoin dominance is at 58.27%. We are kind of expecting it to get somewhere between 60 and 70%, but it looks like the altcoins, at least the leaders, the majors, are starting to move already. So let's see where we go. At the bottom of the bottom of the last bull market, we got down to where altcoin season started, got down to around 40%. And so let's see where we head here. It'd be interesting to see whether we actually get to that 67% or altcoin season really starts to rumble there. Now, Ethereum hadn't really moved when a Bitcoin moved yesterday, but it has moved today, 9.5%. We are expecting a pretty violent move up in Ethereum and other majors, and we're starting to see that already, up 9.5% here, 3,367. Still pretty cheap on that point of view. XRP up 7.8% at $1.20. Solana up 7.6% at $255. So they're really making some moves. Litecoin also up 5.6% at $89. So some big moves there. We got ADA up just slightly at 81 cents, 2% for BNB at $623, up 1.1% for Tron. Those are some of the majors there at the moment. I think we can even see BCH there is up a little bit there, 400. I'm not sure how much, up 9.3% actually for BCH, up $486. So those are the majors. Let's zip in on Bitcoin chart though. Look at this. Woohoo! You guys know it. This is our forecast, and man, is it tracking nice? It is tracking nice in the bull market cycle. Look at this. We're targeting between 1st of December and the 27th of December, 90 to 100K. We are already at 98,749. We're ahead of my forecast here. That is crazy, crazy. It is looking so ape. So I guess what do we put on for Christmas now? 120. Are we going to be into that move? I'm going to put another block in here just to add in the fact that we're ahead of schedule here. And let's add in another box. And we're going to go to 120. I'm putting 120. It's kind of arbitrary at the moment, but just feel like, man, okay, we're going to do something insane like that. So let's have a look here. We might put that in for mid December, say. And let's go to mid here. We might put it there. And put that in as possibility, right? Possibilities endless. So what color should we have that, folks? Should we have that yellow? Let's do yellow on that. So there we go. Let's see whether we can do 100K. That's 120K. Definitely plausible, right? Definitely plausible given the fact we're already well ahead here. So yeah, let's go. Man, by Christmas, what a Christmas gift. The gift that keeps on giving. It's going to be pretty awesome. Hey, look, here are the ramifications. So the ramifications are massive, right? We've got President Trump, pro-crypto, looking at Bitcoin reserves, looking to get rid of, obviously, Gary Gensler, who we're going to talk about that news today because he's going to resign. But man, we have got bullish things happening, clarifying regulations, possibly dropping court cases. SEC is already losing more court cases in court. It's pretty epic. So we've got so much bullish stuff. We've got BlackRock, we've got ETFs. We've got corporates now, having meetings with Michael Saylor and things like that. I mean, talking about onboarding major global corporations to have some of their portfolio into Bitcoin. Things are going to ratchet up like you never believe. We're in for, I think, just a hyper move in crypto. It's going to be so good with all the stars aligning. We even seem to have, none of these geopolitical risks that we had expected during this year, like the Taiwan invasion has happened. And so far, so good. I mean, we've still got a little bit of time until the inauguration. You can see the here Trump inauguration on the 20th of January. So there's still a few days between there. We never know. We're expecting some tricks from the Democrats, expecting potentially some foreign tricks as well. But 60 days here to go. So that's kind of where we are. 2 months to go to the Trump inauguration. So 2 months is a long time in politics. We'll see where that all lies. All right, so that is pretty crazy. Let's see where we go. Things are heading pretty well at the moment on the old crypto news. Yeah, bullish, right? Now looking at the crypto returns, we're at 39, just under 40% at the moment for Bitcoin returns for November. What will December bring? What will December bring? Let's see. It is looking very bullish. We had 12% for last December, but this year is lining up to be an absolute humdinger. It's going to be pretty good. Now, the Bitcoin halving chart, you guys know, these straight green lines are all the Bitcoin halvings from all the way to 2012, all the way through to 2024 here. And we can see that we've been waiting for the banana part of the bull market, as you can see in previous halvings here. And we're just starting to see it happening now in the 2024 Bitcoin halving. So we're on the move for greatness here, folks. It's going to be fun. Enjoy the ride. That's all we can say. Now, we're also seeing the Bitcoin ETFs also showing some very nice big net inflows. Look at those. Woo-hoo! Big giant net inflows. You've got to be happy about that, right? That is looking pretty exciting. Look at that price too. Look at the yellow price there. That's the Bitcoin. And man, it's getting pumpity pump. It's only the beginning, folks. You're going to see so much capital flow in or roll into Bitcoin. It's going to be pretty epic. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, of course, deciding to move on the daily here. We can see that we're down at 3,030. Like I say, it had a lag behind Bitcoin, but it has made a big move today at 3,369, but still super cheap. Where will Ethereum go? 10 to 25K is kind of the ballpark numbers for this, for Ethereum. But hey, look, we may very well be on the top end of that. Don't be surprised. Could we see some pretty stellar stuff here with Ethereum as well. So that is looking kind of cool. The other thing, as you can see in the chart here, very important, we have been in a death cross since the 13th of August. We have now just crossing over into a golden cross for Ethereum. The stars are aligning, folks. I mean, slap yourself with some water. Go get a bucket of water now. Throw it over your head because, I mean, this is how big deal this is. It's a big deal. It's going to be pretty bullish, even if even if you need a towel afterwards. But we've got the golden cross here. The yellow line is the 50-day moving average. The 200-day is the blue line, and we've now got a golden cross in play. The 50-day is at 2,817. The 200-day is at 2,811. So we're above it by $6, and it looks like we're going to head forward here with the golden cross. Isn't that beautiful? Man, I told you we're going to have good news. Let's check out the meme coins. We've got at the moment Dogecoin, Department of Government Efficiency. We've got $56.5 billion on the market already. This is already, folks. It is up 2%. We've got Shiba Inu up at 14.5, and number 3 Pepe there's 8.7. Those are the top 3 leaders in the meme coin space at the moment. You can all see they're all up today, even if they're slightly down for the week. Big movers there for the week is Bonk up 39%, just under 4 billion. We've got Dog with Hat down 20% today this week, 3.2 billion. So we've got some nice moves. But let's move forward down here to the list. We're going to look at Dog. Dog is moved. I told you Dog was going to move. Here we are at up 120, almost 130% here for Dog in the week. It has had three spot listings, OKX, Kraken, perpetual list, not spot listings, sorry, perpetual listings for OKX and Kraken. It is also on riding up the Binance list as well on the onboarding tokens. Can't remember the category, but that's pretty exciting. So 819 billion, a long way to go for Dog, but what a great start, and up 13.7% today, sitting at just under 82 cents. 8200th of a penny. So the first target is 1 cent there. That would put it at $1 billion market cap for Dog. So early days there, and of course lifting the whole rune space as well into glory, I would say. So let's see where that goes during this bull market. Number 1 meme coin on Bitcoin for the first season bull market cycle. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's jump over to the coin market cap and have a look at the overall numbers. Total global crypto market cap at the moment, based on coin market cap, is 3.26 trillion, up 5% today. That's pretty nice. And we've got the volume in the market, $245 billion at up 38%. 38%. Let's think about that. Some good numbers. Pretty exciting. We've got the fear and greed index heading towards extreme greed. So fun times ahead, right? Fun times ahead. Pretty exciting. Now, the big news, you guys wanted it. You got it. Gary Gensler, say goodbye. Blow him a kiss right now because he's about to leave the building. Gary Gensler put this out today on January the 20th, 2025. Of course, that's when Trump's going to be sworn in. I'll be stepping down as the SEC government chair. Isn't that awesome? He says the SEC is a remarkable agency, not under his leadership, it hasn't. It's been dreadful. The staff and the commission are deeply mission-driven, focused on protecting investors. They've wrecked investors. Look what they did to Pulse Chain, unbelievable, on the 31st of July last year. They've wrecked value. They don't protect value, wreck value. Facilitating capital formation and ensuring that the markets work for investors and issuers alike. The staff comprises true public servants. It's the leadership that's the problem, though, right? It has been an honor of a lifetime to serve with them on behalf of everyday Americans. We've been wrecking your bags, by the way, and ensure that our capital markets remain the best in the world. They should have stuck to their bread and butter, right, and not trying to make up their own laws and go to lawfare. That would have been helpful. I think POTUS, that's Biden there, for entrusting me with this incredible responsibility. SC has met our mission and enforced the law with no fear or favor. That's a complete, utter lie. That there is unbelievable. They're making up their own laws and gone for complete lawfare. It's goodbye, good riddance to Gary Gensler. And of course, Trump's going to usher in a new era of innovation in crypto space, and of course with that Bitcoin reserve as well. It's going to be absolutely bullish. So goodbye, Gary Gensler. No one's going to miss you. And of course, you're probably trying to end up in some sort of a libtard organization spouting ideological nonsense. Anyway, let's see what he goes to. Maybe he'll try and talk to his Wall Street buddies if he's got anyone left there. I don't know. But that's kind of the play there on Gary Gensler. So huge news to folks today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty exciting. Goodbye. Now, let's see what comments we've got in the chat there before we get into Pulse Chain update. Then after Pulse Chain, we're going to Titanx. So we'll talk about Eden and Shogun. That's coming up. That's our third part of the show. Let's jump into, let's go to the top here. We've got Dave down under in house there. PulseX, Pulse Chain, Hex are performing so well. Even the Ethereum is flat. Imagine the numbers when Ethereum takes off. Absolutely there, Dave. We've got Hexavator in house there. Woohoo! Let's go. Absolutely. Gary Gensler is gone burger. Oh, I'm just going to say Bob Gomberger there, Wookie. Let's go. Lotus, Eden, even better. Hey, look, we're going to be talking about that today. That's coming up. Stay tuned. We got Brian, our community leader in the house there. Hey, Brian, hope you're doing well. What's up, folks? LFG 100 BTC on the cards. I know it's getting real close, man. It is so exciting. And Hedgehog, good to see Hedgehog. Hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we got going. Excited Time says Xara and Shaolin to launch on top of Lotus Eden. Yeah, I actually haven't heard of the Shaolin one, so that's new for me. So cool one. I do try to keep across all of those projects. Very excited for Eden, Lotus and Eden there. All right, what else we got there? I know Xara, of course, one of the pillars. They have been delayed, the pillars. I'm hoping the pillars come in slightly earlier than expected. As you guys know, I had the first and second week for those, particularly for the Turbo and Beast, but hopefully we'll get those lining up in December. We're going to talk about that later on with Eden. So we got call out to Eric when X28 Tink, when Dragon X Tink. We need Tink use cases, Tink about it. Agree with you, the Excited Times. Now we do have Warp is coming up. They're using Tink and X28, so there is Warp coming up. Not sure the launch date for that, but I think it's fairly soon. But in any case, we'll get to that. 120K has been the Wook's call for 4 years, says Wookie. Wookie, man, you just bring out these calls whenever you feel like it, man. What the heck? I heard it already topped 100K on some exchanges today, says Brian. Nice. What else we got there? We got the real big sexy asset. Hey everybody, Hex Token channel member, represent. Big shout out for the support there. What else we got? Steve Wright, Santa Barbara in the house there. It's a pleasure to listen to your commentary. Hey Steve, I hope you appreciate it, and I see that you do. So appreciate it, and that you appreciate it. So everyone appreciate it. That's really cool. All right, Steve. Steve's a long-time supporter of the channel, man. I really do thank him for his support. We got NJ in the house there. Please let the door hit you on the way out, Gary. Absolutely. Man, I hope it's the spinning door, where they knock you out at the end, because he was so bad, dude. Founder of Eden here, sir. Hey, Rainman, good to see Rainman in the house there. Now, look, we're going to be talking about Eden in the third part of our live stream coming up there. Thanks for covering. You're most welcome there, Rainman, and thanks for developing and creating value for the community. Big shout out. We got Volt in the house as well. Hex should sit at number 14 on CoinMarketCap. That's true. Good morning from Thailand, says Mike. Tomorrow, Eden launch. Very excited times ahead. I'm very excited about Eden launching too, and that's why we're covering it today. If anyone wants to join Strategy Club, we do cover all the Titanx ecosystems there with constant news flow. So jump into that. Only $30 a month. Pretty good value. Cool bro, says Rainman. Cool bro. Well, Rainman's a cool name, isn't it? So that's cool too. All right, let's get into it. We're going to quickly cover Pulse Chain, which is having a good day in the office. So let's do that. Day 559 on Pulse Chain. Pulse is at quadruple 0697, just below 7,000. Can you believe it? Up 9.8%, almost a 10% day, sitting at around 69% of the mean sacrifice value. Not too bad. And then we've got PulseX at the moment is at quadruple 045, up 17.7%. We've been calling this like a boss. I guess we do cover this all the time, so you do get a feel for it. But there we are at 4,500, looking really good. Still 45% of the mean sacrifice price. Let's look at buy and burn. 1,085 billion have been bought up and burned. That's just tinkering away in the background. Incentive token at the moment, $2.92, up 17.1%. And the ratio is at 42,342 pulse. So that's ticking away too. And Hex, which had led the way, and we called that too, is at 2.3 cents at the moment, just consolidating very, very nicely, is Hex. Very, very cool. So we were consolidating over 1 cent, now consolidating over 2 cents for the next move for Hex. So this is actually really good for Hex. And we've got EHEX at the moment at 3,200 penny. That's up slightly. Combined price of EHEX PX at 2.63 cents. So Hex is doing very well indeed. And so just look out for the next move for that. So we got, that's day 559. Let's have a look at some of the metrics. Gas price is 572,000 beats, so a little bit more expensive than normal. We're at 1 cent for a PulseX swap at the moment. But at 14 Gwei on Ethereum, we're almost 1,200 times cheaper than Ethereum there at the moment on Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain doing its job, right? Doesn't turn off. Pulse Chain is full DeFi. There's a layer 1 fork of Ethereum based on the 10th of May last year. And it is doing its thing, right? So very reliable chain, battle tested. 48,652 active validators. In other words, full DeFi in operation. And let's have a look at the bridge. Look at that. Woo! The bridge is going up bad. $128 million. Yes, sir. We've got DAI's definitely gone up about 1.5 million or so since yesterday. That is pretty cool. Well, since yesterday? No, 2 days ago, because I didn't do a live stream yesterday. ETH is obviously going up. Bitcoin is going up. And EHEX has gone up slightly too. So everything is moving up. Nice one. I think we're going to see more capital come over that chain, just like we saw in the last 24 hours. More capital coming. And we're now at $128 million. This is the health check, the heartbeat of Pulse Chain, and it's heading in the right direction. Woohoo! Bring it on. Bring it on. So let's see how high we can get. And we could see some pretty cool things happen on the old Pulse Chain. Now, Richard Hart's been very excited about this as well. He posted about it. PulseX is up 20% today. So Richard Hart has been out and about, and he's very happy about the prices. In fact, he's been posting, price posts quite a few times in the last week. So very excited to see Richard Hart. They're out there doing this thing. Now let's quickly check. The watch list here. Actually, looks like I've lost my watch list. What's happened there? Let's have a look here. See if I got my watch list. Don't know what happened there. Oh, it's disappeared. This has been wiped. Looks like my watch list has been wiped. That's a lot of. That's really annoying, to be honest, because there's a lot of stuff. It looks like my watch list has been wiped. I don't know how that happened, but let's go to Pulse Chain overall. $49.4 million in Pulse Chain today. Smack yourself around, beat yourself up. I don't know, whatever. That's really terrific. So normally you want 25 to 45, but we're heading up towards that 50 million. This is so positive for Pulse Chain. $49.4 million in 24-hour volume. Fantastic. 50 million, let's say. That is spectacular. We've got total volumes. We've got almost 400,000 transactions as well. So everything looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the top performers at the moment. Now, I'm going to read these out, but it's not, it doesn't mean I'm endorsing them, right? There's lots of, flighty tokens that launch. So we've got Pulse Coin there is up 44% today. That's been around for about a year. It says here 62,000. We've got Inky Coin up 32%. BFF up 30%. Free Live there up 27%. Some of these have only been around for a few months, so just take note. Now, if you're into the PDI Maker theory, well, it's on the move, isn't it? If you're into the PDI Maker theory and Richard Hart, well, look at this Maker at $39.32, up 26%. So keep a lookout for that. Now, SolidX, of course, is up as well. Now, this is going to have the crash game. You know that DragonX founder Eric is looking to launch that for SolidX. Now, SolidX is by Firewhale, right? Randy Alasky's big millionaire friend. That is up 24. We told you to keep this on your watch list. If not, accumulate. It is at $24 now, up 25.6%. So doing a good day there. And who knows? Maybe they'll launch that successfully in December. Are they going to get that GameFi out before Mafia? We're going to check out Mafia in a minute. Let's see how that goes. Mod coin at the moment is up 21.6%. Axis Alive, the number one influencer coin up today, is up, or number two influencer coin actually after SolidX, is up 21%. I guess he's a pure influencer, unlike the Firewhale. That's up 21%. So doing pretty well, $33,400. Launch token, which have they actually launched anything yet? I'm not aware of anything, but it's up 20% at 1.6 cents there. We'll keep an open mind, of course. We've got UFO up 18%, doing pretty well. Blaster up 18%. So we've got lots of double-digit gainers today on Pulse Chain. PulseX, of course, up 17%, and Signum token up 70%. Pepe coin up 17%. Man, the list just goes on. We don't normally have as many of these to talk about, but man, it's firing on Pulse Chain today. Icarus is up 17%. Teddy Bear up 17%. UpX up 15%. Man, let's just keep going. Another influencer coin, Hexfire, is up 15%. A1 is up 15%. Man, this goes. Another influencer coin, Note token. Of course, this is Randy Alasky. Big shout out to him. This is up 15% as well. Orange Man Good is up 15%. The list just keeps going. There are so many above 10% today. Atropine up 14%. Up token up 13.5%. Teddy Bear, this is popular with the influencers like Moon King and stuff like that. That's up 13%. The list does go on there. Miku up 13%. Gophers, of course, the first of its kind on Pulse Chain, up 12% there. Hex Orange Dress from the Tangang, up 12%. 9mm, the big DEX, of course, the second biggest DEX on Pulse Chain, is up 12% there. Nice to see some DEX movers. Obviously, we've got PulseX and 9mm on the big move. So DEXs are doing well. Pika is up 12%, and Hex Diamond, which we haven't seen the founder of Hex Diamond for some time. He was a big follower of this channel, but haven't seen him around. And maybe he's in Fiji or Hawaii or somewhere. I don't know. Up 12% on that one. Now, obviously, one that you guys love, PDC, the Grace, obviously one of the best projects on Pulse Chain, is up 11.6%. So we've got lots of 10% movers today. Let's jump into the PDCs and have a quick look at that as well. So let's have a look. This is definitely one of the top performers on Pulse Chain. Look at that, man. Look at that chart. Is that good? That's good. That PDC versus UFO, just take that into account. But let's see if we can find the Pulse Chain version. Let's see here. We got Pulse here. Let's get a look at this one. This is the PDC versus Pulse Chain. Wow, look at that thing, man. Is that good? That's US dollars. Let's flick it over to Pulse and see what that's looking like at the moment. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Almost up to 4.5. So one PDC equals 4.5 Pulse, currently at 4.3. This thing has been like a boss, hasn't it? Look at that chart, man. That chart. So if you wondered, was there anything good on Pulse Chain? Well, this has been a pretty amazing project. Definitely one of the top ones on Pulse Chain, without a doubt. So congratulations if you've been a PDC, obviously related to UFO as well. Pretty cool. Looking good. Now we're going to jump over to Mafia. I can't believe I lost my list. I'm not sure what happened there. Something happened, but who knows? Yeah, let's go have a look at Mafia on Pulse Chain. I want to have a look at the price. Now, obviously, Mafia hasn't launched. We're waiting patiently for it. Let's see where we're up here. I think this one here. And man, oh man, look at this. So this is BNB Mafia. We're waiting for the Mafia game to launch. At the moment, it is bounced off 0007, currently at 0084. So lots of upside for this. Obviously, when the game launches, it's going to be the number one GameFi on Pulse Chain. It's going to be played on BNB, Solana, and Base Chain, I think, are the other chains. So this is undervalued for the time being. Probably valued appropriately given the fact the game's not launched, but man, it's probably going to re-rate pretty hardcore. So you know how you buy low, you sell high, right? That's kind of the play. Let's have a look at how big the Pulse Mafia purse is. Well, look at this, man. 414,000. In fact, let's refresh this because I think the price is still going up. Let's see where that lies. $419,400. Isn't that crazy? So this is only going to get bigger and bigger as Pulse Chain rallies. And of course, look at the Mafia. It's at 205 BNB, which I think is another $130,000. So we're probably sitting at about $550,000 now across both Pulse Chain and BNB for Mafia game. When are we going to get launched? Well, we're expecting the map, I guess, any day now. We're expecting the game maybe at the earliest launching December is kind of where we feel at the moment. So we'll keep a lookout for that. But I just wanted to look at that number one GameFi project. Man, that vault is getting big. It is getting big. All right, so that's pretty much it for our Pulse Chain coverage. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We covered a lot, man. We covered the crypto market. We've covered the stock market. We've covered Pulse Chain, which is absolutely on a tear right now. Yeah, mad gains all around. Help yourself. Help yourself. Mad gains. All right, so let's get into it. Volt says Hex needs to break 2.5 cents. Then Mars. What else? We got Dave says PulseX moved into the top 100 at Crypto Bubbles. Nice. We got Brennan's in house there. Morning Suit Man and family. 100K BTC on the menu today. Yeah. We were looking at Coinbase. That was the price that we were using. But Brian does say that some exchanges already hit 100K. We're not surprised by that. Good morning, Hex Token crew. Clinton's in the house there. Hey, Clintons, hope you're doing well. Who else has jumped in here? Memtex in the house there. I'm here right now, but that token isn't my project, says Memtex there. Not quite sure what that's about. Not sure what token you're referring to, but let us know. UFO in house. Woohoo! Yeah, doing very well also, right? In fact, I probably should have gone through that a bit more. Maybe we'll try and cover that in the next live stream. Hex-based diamond is always lurking. I see. Yes, right. Yeah, that is true. I have no doubt about that. Now you've given me context for that comment. Hex token sounds like an alien. Woo! Yeah, I know. It's I'm not really from this planet. That's probably true. I just changed my handle to on YouTube from Hex-based diamond to actual artist name. Okay, cool. Thanks to Memtex. That explains a lot. We were wondering where you were. All this time. We got Nita in house there. Howdy all. Hey Nita, hope you're doing well. Now, let's bring in the TitanX ecosystem. That's where we're going next for the third part of the show. So let's bring that in and have a lot of fun. All right, let's go. All right, we've got a couple more comments in there. I was talking about Diamond Token. This is me, Hex Space Diamond. Yeah, good one, Memtex. I got it. I finally got it. We're all good. All right, let's get into it. We've got TitanX. Obviously, it's had a double pullback, actually. We're going to go into that in a minute. Let's have a look at TitanX first before we get into the markets here. Let's go full motor here as well. So this is the TitanX chart. Let's have a look on. Let's bring that up. So we're going to get rid of the overlays as well. So that is the chart of TitanX at the moment. So TitanX is an ecosystem on Ethereum. It's going to go multi-chain or omni-chain there very shortly. It's going to be quite the game changer. Obviously, we've had a big inflation phase. That inflation phase is essentially finished now. So we had a nice big rally. Look at that rally, really, really cool. And we went all the way up here. Almost 11.5x here on the chart in 6 months. So it was a beautiful recovery. Obviously, we've had some profit taking at the moment, and we are back down at 426%. Profit taking plus people moving into relative plays, obviously with other things moving. So you get a bit of that moving as well at the moment. So some of the majors in crypto, Pulse Chain, other things like that. There's all sorts of things happen there. So we're at 426%. We've had some key milestones happen. 369. We've had the staker payout for 369. We've had the stakers come out, and we've still got a couple more left. We're going to talk about that. We're at 426% at the moment, so looking very good in this chart. So we've got a couple of lower highs here. We had a lower low, and it looks like we've bottomed out at 3,883, and now we're back up at 7,386. So we're if we can establish a higher low here, looking very, very good. And we're kind of back into what was previously resistance around here as well at 6,08300. So we're kind of back in this territory again, and we're on the precipice of greatness, I believe, for TitanX and the true hyperdeflation coming into the mix right now. From now onwards, let's check out what the evidence for that is. Now we're going to go into the future inflation. Now, essentially, that is out, right? So the miners are out. Essentially, you can see here we've got no more green left. We essentially got the miners out. So the supply that's out is out. And now all we're looking at is the amount of TitanX that's coming out from staking following the 369 payout. So at the moment, you can see we're essentially out with the TitanX. So let's have a look at the future here. Now, this is an slightly older snapshot from a couple of days ago. We can see that we've got these candles coming out here. Not sure what color I've got on this, but let's go for that one. We've got these ones coming up here. These are the candles. So we've got about 5 trillion in staking to come out. All right, so 5 trillion in staking to come out of TitanX ahead of us over the next few days. So we're on day 391. So that's 390. We're on day 391 here. I'm really botching up this writing here. And so we got this candle, and this candle to come out So we've obviously already had the mining inflation out. Now we're going to get the Titan stakes out. So once we're past here, day 369, which is only a couple of days away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days away. That is pretty much it. We will know what the market's going to be doing, what these big holders of Titanex will be doing, and then it's deflation from there, right? So very excited where this is heading. And of course, we do have Eden launching at the moment. We obviously just had Element 369 launched. Both of them require a Titanex, so that's a Titanex sinks as well. So that's already beginning, right? Already beginning, and Titanex is really on their next move. And as we've saying, we've had a nice little pullback here. And of course, where are we going to next, right? A couple more days and we will find out. Now, this Titanex may not go anywhere. So let's see what happens moving forward. So what's the total inflation at the moment? We're sitting on 54.6 trillion liquid at the moment. And if we get some of the stuff out of the staked here, let's say about 5 trillion, that could take us up to, just below 60 trillion in liquid volume. But of course, we've got Element 369 out. We've got Eden coming tomorrow or so, or at least a day and a half or so. So that is going to be a supply sink for Titanex. So really, I think we're going to tap out peak inflation for Titanex at just below 60 trillion. And then it's probably just down from there, folks, down from there. And of course, we know X28's out. People are going through that as well. In fact, we've got some numbers here. So let's have a look at the numbers. We can see that 2 days ago, maybe X28 was in third spot. Now it's in number 2 spot, and the burn has gone up. Look at this. In fact, this has gone up dramatically since Jake Sharp's last live stream with Crypto Kindness and Joe Perry. We were sitting at about just over 1.1 trillion during that day. It sort of slowly went to 1.2. We're now almost at 1.6 trillion. Titanex gone through X28. And remember, 50% gets burned. The other 50% buys and burns X20 off the market. We now have the burn through X28 at 758 or almost 759 billion Titanex. This is doing very well indeed. And we haven't even got Shogun out yet. Shogun will be the first killer app for X28. And X28 opens up not just Ethereum domination, but also omni-chain, right? Moving multi-chain. You only have one supply of Titanex on Ethereum. And of course, that will be converted into X28. They are synonymous together. And then we will see the fact that we're going to see some magic happen there on multiple chains, as well as developers bring some of the quality stuff already on Ethereum over there, and also make up new stuff on other chains and entice new developers coming into the Titanex ecosystem as it goes omni-chain. All the while, Titanex will get start falling from that potentially 60, just under 60 trillion, and down we go. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, we may not even get up to that 60 trillion. We may get much lower. Some of the stuff coming out here may decide to go into protocols, this or that. We shall see what it decides to do. So that's kind of the play there. Now, obviously, overnight we had the launch of Element 280. We're going to get into that. Before we do, though, let's get into the yields at the moment that's going on after these kind of pullbacks. We've got Lotus up 17%. Ouroboros is up 15%. Now, Ouroboros, we're waiting for that. That's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. I think, it's going to allow the Genesis wallets to potentially do things for Titanex ecosystem, massive leverage play. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that people don't think about because they're just thinking about their own investment decisions. But we could see Ouroboros do some pretty special things there with the whales, with the Genesis wallets potentially using them. Ouroboros there to leverage. I mean, it's going to be pretty exciting to see where that all heads. Genesis ticking away at 15% there, lifting up from Pulse Chain, of course. We've got Hydra there making a nice little comeback up 15%. Hydra's still got a long way to go. We're waiting for second layer protocols for that, particularly excited about where that will go for Hydra. And of course, we'll hopefully probably get one of the Vault pillars up first. We'll see how we get down there. ADNX here as well is up 3.7%. Vault, this is the Vault Dragon XP, is up 2%. Also Max up 2% there as well. Element 280 up 1.8%. Viper up 1.4%. Flux up 1.2%. Inferno up 1%. And Dragon X there just breaking even there on the Titanex pair. Everything else is pretty much down at the moment. Morpheus is the one with the biggest pullback, down 17%. And Legend X there down 15%. So those are kind of the ones that are down the most at the moment. Now, I just wanted to mention Hyper. Hyper is down 8.5%, but Hyper is potentially going to get the next pillar, right, on Vault. Which I think is going to be hugely popular. We may get that. I'm hoping we get that at the beginning of December. Otherwise, if we're going to match peak inflation, then we're talking about first, second week of December for both hyper and hydra pillars. So we'll see whether that comes in. I hope it's going to be earlier. We do have obviously Eden coming. That's bullish for Volt. Yeah, it's still looking pretty good there, and obviously bullish for Lotus as well. So that's kind of the play at the moment. Let's have a look at the projects that launched overnight. We had Element 369 NFT launch only a few hours ago. And of course, there was a cool live stream about that. I have posted that in Strategy Club. If you're not in our Strategy Club, I do suggest, get into it because that's going to be very, very cool. Yeah, so we've got Element 369 NFT there. That is launched, and man, it's looking really, really good, isn't it? Look at this. Woohoo! So basically you got Element 280 down this side on the menu. Now there's a new menu with Element 369. And of course, the next level of development in the Elements 280 system, you can see a rebrand here, right? Element ecosystem being rebranded. So we've got Element 369 just launched today. It's got the mint, and of course, they got common, rare, and legendaries. There's no amped this time, just like in the Element 280, it was amped. There's no amps here. Yeah, and there's no new token, by the way. There's no new token. So these start with 0 backing, but they're going to increase their backing over time. So it's going to be fun to see these play out. What else we got there? They've got the Flux Hub there as well, obviously interacting with Flux. I'm not going to go through all the details of this, but you can definitely check it out. There is the on the YouTube, you can check that out, and also you can check out the docs as well. But we got the next third part of this ecosystem is going to be Stacks, and that's going to show up on here as well. Now, looking at the stats, you can see that the NFT supply for Element 280 is below 10,000, below 9,800. So it's going to be fun to see this play out. It's kind of like last man standing. It's going to keep earning a yield there from all those bot trades. And of course, the buy and burn is ticking away too in Element 280. Still plenty of stuff sitting in there. So look at that. All that Titan still sitting in there for the buy and burns across all these different protocols. Very excited. They've all got different timers for the buy and burn, but still playing their role as a big buyer, a big DeFi buyer. But of course, the big news today is Element 369 is out. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And if you're in Strategy Club, there's videos there on the launch that they did, the video launch. So you're learning more about that there. So very bullish. And of course, this, what does it take? It takes Titan, doesn't it? Titan and Ethereum. Now you can see the payment type down here, Titan, or if you toggle this one, Ethereum there. So you got Ethereum, Titan, depending on what you're going to pay, right? So you can pay Ethereum or Titan. I really like that idea. And I think everyone's pretty positive about getting more ETH in the system as well. So I think it's a win-win there. So that's big news. Now, the other one we've got coming up, of course, is Eden. I'm surprised that Eden's not even on this list, but I think Mike has a certain, Mike Dean has certain requirements to get on this list. But Eden is coming up. So Eden is coming up there, and we have covered this a little bit of times, but I'm very excited about this. This is going to be bullish for Lotus, bullish for Volt, and bullish for Titan, right? So really excited for where this is heading. And yeah, it's going to be a nice little boost to the Volt perpetual auctions. It's going to be a really good boost for Lotus holders. So I think it's really neat to see this play out. Now, obviously, you need Titan for this. Virtual mining, you can check all that out. I'm not going to go through all the details, but you can do single miners there. There is a mining bonus scale. So if you're going to do mining, the longer better, right? Plus 18% for longer. So that's kind of cool. You can check out all the benefits there as well. Hyperdeflationary approach, maximum tokens. Now this is going to be really aggressive, right? So the cost is going to go real fast and the yield goes down real fast. So you've got getting in earlier on this really does help a lot with getting really big returns. Just remember that, not financial advice, of course, but that is the play. You can see it on this chart. This chart sort of spells it out. So tokens per max miner, it starts off quite high at the beginning, and then it goes down pretty fast over 60 days. Look at that. And of course, the cost per max miner, it goes up pretty fast. Look at that. Woohoo! Goes up. Look at that, going up fast. So getting in early makes a lot of sense with the low, high yield, low cost, and you're a winner, chicken dinner. So you're getting early on. That's pretty cool. The other thing is, of course, you can do the mining. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but let's get to the staking, because once you do get Eden tokens, you're going to be able to stake, of course, and a minimum staking period is 90 days, maximum staking period 1,450 days. But guess what? these things are preloaded, right? So there's benefits to staking early. Remember that bonus range 5% minimum to 100%. So read all those bonuses there. But anyway, the rewards I want to talk about is they're going to get preloaded. So 8 days, 48 days, and 88 days, they're going to get preloaded with 200 billion Titan X in there. So you're already starting off with winning rewards. So yeah, really excited to see where this goes. Also going to have a buy and burn operating. That's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be operating Sunday to Wednesday, 4% of the buy and burn, 10% on Thursday, 50% Friday, and 50% Saturday. The LP pool, of course, it's going to be Eden Vault. So I love that. More Vault, baby. More Vault, obviously. And Eden as well. Going to be pretty bullish. And of course, it's going to fatten up over time. But let's have a look at the distribution. So of the Titan X that goes in there, 4% is going to be sent to the burn address. So it helps Titan X. 4% used for Vault's liquidity bonding. Obviously helps Eden and Vault. 8% used for the Eden liquidity bonding to be paired with the equivalent of 200 max days stake is mint on day one and used for full range benevolent liquidity provisioning for 150 days. 48% buy pressure goes to Eden buy and burn. 8% uses Titan X to buy Vault. So bullish for Vault. And this is what we like to see, right? We're looking forward to that with pillars. And then, of course, sent to the Treasury Vault. So it's going to boost the buy and burn ultimately over on Vault. And then 40% goes to the buy and burn for Eden. So we're looking really, really good there. And of course, fixing up some of the issue that they had over on Lotus. So bullish for Lotus too, right? 28% Titan X sent to 3 reward pools and Eden Bloom reward. Now these Bloom rewards seem to be pretty popular. Chance of getting a bit of a bonanza. And then 8% to the Genesis, no expectations there. So that's kind of an overview. At the moment, there's a cool flow chart. I think that's showing up here. Oh, it doesn't seem showing up. I thought there was one here. I'm pretty sure we've got it in Strategy Club. So definitely check that out. That is Eden there. So kind of cool. It's not showing up on the book here, but I'm going to post the link to Eden in the chat there. And definitely check that out. That is launching potentially on the 23rd, the Saturday, which may be within the next 24 to 48 hours. So keep a lookout on X social platform for that. Because that's looking pretty good. In fact, have we ever have the socials down here? I'm not sure. They're going to be doing 4 audits, so the extra audits on here too. So we should see the audits show up on Eden. But bullish for Titan X, bullish for Lotus, bullish for Vault, and obviously bullish for Eden. So really, really cool. Excited about where this is heading with this project. So very nice, as we say. Now let's see. We've got some more comments in the chat there. Let's see who has jumped in here on this. We got Brian in the house doing 5 Hex token memberships. Big shout out there, Brian. Who actually won those, Brian? Let us have a know. Let's have a look on there. See who won those. We got Brendan got one, Clinton's got one, Archie got one, Tintop got one, and Expedition got one. So congratulations to all 5 of you. I noticed that 3 of you are moderators too. So the moderators winning big time there. It's just kind of ironic, given that there was a lot of non-members I see, says Brian. Yeah. Well, that's pretty funny. What else there? We got Excited Time says, I think Lotus is now for mining and holds a lot of coins in its staking like Dragon X or Hex deflation, locking up supply with payouts. And Eden is like mining and staking inflation protocol. Nice summary there. Lotus, T-shares, Eden, Hex says Excited Times. What else have we got there? Vault says Eden to the moon. Absolutely. Lotus, Dragon X, Eden, and Titan X. What else we got there? Donald the Hexkin says, when I get into the White House, I'm going to get all the leeches off the backs of the crypto. Yeah, those invested in Richard Arts, Pulse Chain, and Hex systems going to be so rich. You get my vote, says Brian. So there we go. You've already got a vote for that. What else we got there? Thank you, Brian. And great name. No one fights for you like the Donald. Let's make crypto great, rich again. Absolutely. We got Hardy Hexalorian in the house there. Hi to all my friends. Good to be back in both meetings. Good to see you, Hardy Hexalorian. Big shout out to you. It's the second time back on the live stream, isn't it? We got Fast Abdul in here. He's in for the tech. I thought you were in for the bribes, but he's here for the tech too. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's jump forward here. So we've talked about Eden. What's the big thing coming up? You guys know it. X28 is in the house. This is omni-chain, so taking Titan X multi-chain, but omni-chain. So omni-chain meaning that Titan X is only going to have one supply. There's not going to be a supply of Titan X on every single chain. It's not like it's getting copied over. It is only on Ethereum, but it can go to other chains through X28. The multi-chain side of that has not been operated yet, but the first one is going to be Shogun coming onto X28. So I'm very excited where that's going to be heading at the moment. So let's look at Shogun. Shogun's actually not on the list yet. I think it has to get certain approvals because I don't think it quite meets up to requirements either at the moment. So, but you know, the founder probably got some special privileges there. Probably see it pop up there very soon. Anyway, we got Shogun at the moment. It is out. So the white paper, the hyperdeflationary anti-fragile blockchain world. This is a game changer for all of the Titanx ecosystem. So this little pullback that we've seen in the last 2 or 3 moves is probably going to be very short-lived, and now we've got all the inflation out pretty much, especially by day 396 in about 6 days. Shogun should be able to shine in X28 as well. The hyperdeflationary anti-fragile blockchain war machine Shogun built on X28, and of course there's a one-page summary. I love these one-page summaries, kind of cool, but you know sometimes you need more pages. Shogun is a fair launch hyperdeflationary anti-fragile blockchain war machine built on top of X28. It's a one-to-one omni-chain representation of Titanx. So there we go. Now, the X28, of course, we know, I said it earlier, is burning a ton of Titanx. And so that's bullish for the whole ecosystem. And how much is it going to burn once Shogun launches? It's going to be a lot, I think. I think you're going to be surprised how much. It's going to be pretty epic. Now, it uses a 28-day token distribution for Shogun. So it is taking kind of some of these kind of Vault, but expanded idea. We see quite a few people using different aspects of Vault, different aspects of Element 280. You know, some of the best tokenomics from all these projects have been merged in. We've got 100 million tokens per day. So it's pretty similar to what we've seen with Vault and other similar projects via 24-hour auctions. There's 28 days. There's a little bit longer. Obviously, Vault's typically between 8 and 10 days. It's going to be 28 days. Perpetual daily auctions from the war chest up to the supply that is bought off the market via the buy and burn. So it's going to have these perpetual auctions, aka the war chest here, and supply from the war tax. Now remember that war tax, that's going to be in V2 pools. So you're going to have tax on here to feed the perpetual auctions. You need X28 to enter the auctions. So you can already see we've seen a bit of a boost in X28 minting with Titanx. That's going to probably just blow your minds how big that will get to enter the auctions. And remember, we're still on Ethereum. We haven't even gone multi-chain or omni-chain with the X28. So those has not been enabled yet. During the initial 28-day Shogun distribution, users will also have the ability to enter with their Titanx stakes. It works like this. If a user wants to enter Shogun auction with 22 billion Titanx stake, he will need to supply 22 billion of liquid Titanx alongside of it. So if you don't have it and you want to do it, you need to buy it, right? So this could be massive buy pressure on Titanx as well as burning Titanx through X28. So you see what I mean? It is really some magic secret sauce here going into hyperdeflationary mode. We've already reached essentially peak inflation, and whatever's out now is out. And once those stakes get out, we'll have that reallocated back into liquid from stakes. And yeah, it's game on, right? Game on. Only 6 days away for that part of it. 22 billion plus 22 billion will give the user 44 billion worth of value in the Shogun auction. The liquid Titanx gets distributed according to the Titan stake and liquid auction, the entry distribution section. This will only be available the first 28 days. So you will only be able to do that staking side for that long. So remember that 28 days for the stakes. After that, it will just be liquid X28, right? So after 28 days, this option will disappear and will only be X28 as the option. So if you have got the stakes over on Titanx and you were looking to go into Shogun that way, just remember that off with X28, then you're going to have to match that value. X28 auction entry distribution, 69% of X28 gets used to buy Shogun, right? So 69% of X28 gets used to buy Shogun. You're going to need obviously X28 to get into Shogun. Buy X28 Shogun LP, and splits like this: 3% of Shogun bought to liquidity webs, 47% of Shogun bought gets burned forever. Isn't that beautiful? 47%, 50% of Shogun gets bought, gets sent to the war chest for future perpetual auctions here. That is pretty epic. So the war chest is going to be pretty big. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. We're already seeing with Viper had a bigger perpetual auction than Vault, for example. And man, I've been kind of pleasantly surprised with the amount of burning going on every 24 hours for Viper. If you guys have checked it out, it's been pretty impressive, right? So very excited about where they're heading. 20% of the X28 used to enter auctions gets burned forever, right? So 20% of the X28 used to enter auction gets burned forever. So X28 is getting burned off too. 8% of X28 sent to be used for liquidity webbing with the entire BOT ecosystem, so all other protocols. That's going to be massive, right? So it's going to help spur on the bots and get that bot earning bot stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty neat. All right, let's scroll that up there and have a look further down. So we're going to 8%. It's going to be creates LP pairs with ecosystem burns with V2 tokens locking forever locking LPs. Now 3% of X28 to Genesis, of which you should have no expectations. Now we've seen the Genesis probably going to do some magical stuff in the Titanix ecosystem across the board. So keep a lookout for that sort of stuff. We've got Titanix stake and liquid auction entry distribution. So 69% Titanix gets used to buy X28 via Titanix LP pair. And X28 buys Shogun via X28 Shogun and splits like this. 3% of Shogun, so it's the same as the same distribution of Vortex. 3% of Shogun bought to liquidity webs. 47% Shogun gets burned forever. 50% Shogun gets bought. Bought gets sent to the war chest for future perpetual auctions. 20% of Titanix used to enter auctions get burned forever. 8% Titanix used to LP webbing with the entire BOT system creates LP. Now we're expecting something like 30 to 60 LP pairs in the V2. This is massive and really activate those bots like we've seen in Element 280. That's kind of the idea there. 3% goes to the Genesis wallet, which you have no expectations of. Kind of cool. All right, so let's go to the Vortex because that's going to be pretty key for ongoing bullishness there. We're going to have a Vortex. There is 8% transfer tax. So this is probably something really important to remember on buy, sell, and transfer tax. Okay, so it's a buy, sell, and transfer tax within Shogun that gets used like this. 3% of Shogun from the Vortex to be used for liquidity webbing. 40% Shogun will get burned forever, and 50% Shogun from the Vortex ports get sent to the war chest for future perpetual auctions. So really key aspect there. Decentralized, man, I just can't wait to see how many LP pools are going to really ultimately end up being. About 30 to 60 kind of seems like the number. Decentralized buy and burn, cap per logic there. We're pretty familiar with all this stuff. During the 28-day distribution, 28% of the contract balance decided at the end of day turnover, readjusted on daily update, and can take a new Titanix being sent to the contract in between the period. That's why we should base it on buy and burn Titanix contract balance. Split amongst 288 individuals. So this is a pretty common frequency we're seeing used. After 28-day distribution and the perpetual auctions, 8% of the buy and burn contract balance used per day. And so that's a bit lower than what we've normally expected, normally around 20%, so 8% there. The buy and burn amount accumulate as they're not called until they're profitable enough to be called. That's pretty common now too, just for the buy and burns to accumulate until, especially around high gas prices. So one X28 is going to equal one Titanix. Every X28 is valued at one Titanix on auction entry. This means that if in rare scenario, one X28 on market only worth 0.95% Titanix. Now we saw this yesterday, I think it is. I'm not sure if it's still like this, but they've typically been 1-to-1. So if there is a discrepancy, you're going to have that people arbing it. So users can get the full one Titanix value of the X28, essentially getting a free 5% by getting X28 and using it to enter Shogun. So you've got both of those happening there. Now we may see some people maybe pushing that ARB opportunity to get people moving, and maybe that's part of the big thing what we saw over the last 24 hours with the big jump in X28. So I think games are afoot, folks. You got to watch out for the system, man. It's got secret little mice running around doing some stuff. We got X28 there. It equals one Titanix hard code forever, regardless of market value. The initial LP pools. Now this is going to be really fun. 1 million Shogun with 2.8 billion X28 Uniswap V2 burnt LP forever locked. The two biggest LP pairs will be X28 Shogun, Titanix Shogun, and a large chunk of the LP web percentage will go towards these two pools. 100 million Shogun is minted at the start to create LPs, and so that's been pretty fun. Design goal for Shogun, a decentralized, obviously massive hyper deflationary anti-fragile blockchain war machine that uses very innovative buy and burn liquidity webbing war tax mechanics to create an unstoppable machine existing on blockchain forever. The R bot's going to be a big play, so it's really trying to leverage those R bots. Can be called for a price fixer box that equalize prices across pairs. Shogun will have 50 plus pairs. I'm really excited to see how this goes. It's going to be pretty neat. within the build on Titan X ecosystem over time, and forever we'll be adding new pairs within the ecosystem. We'll forever be paying 8% war tax. So how big's that going to get, folks? How big's going to get? Mind-blowing, right? It could be really, really awesome. Now, obviously, Titan X ecosystem's been pushing the frontier of DeFi. It has been pretty fun to watch, and it's just getting better and better as we move forward. With massive volumes forever burning and feeding the Shogun machine every minute, every hour, every day, forever. How about that? Do you like that? Every minute, every day, every hour, forever there. It's pretty awesome. Now, pushing X28 above 1-to-1 constantly via direct buys and indirects via X28 participant and Shogun, causing forever burning of Titan X and X28. Now, this is a really part of the magic sauce in this mix. It is going to be so fun. I think we've already started to see some of this already. It is pretty exciting. Shut supply as Shogun continues on its warpath, pushing the entire build on Titan X ecosystem and benefiting Shogun. Also creates a triple hyperdeflationary foundation across Titan X, X28, and Shogun. Oh man, it's like musical, right? Musical. Pretty awesome. So I think that's pretty exciting. Hope you guys are excited by that because that is pretty killer ass. And of course, in addition to all that, what are we waiting for? Ouroboros, right? Ouroboros is going to be massive. We could see the Genesis wallets doing things with Ouroboros. Could be massive leverage. We're talking about sizing up the ecosystem of Titan X massively. It's all going to happen pretty fast. Sneak up on people. So yeah, pretty excited where that is. Then we've got all these other projects, right? We've got Vault Vision, of course, with all its pillars, with its utilities, staking, and things like that coming up there. We've got all these other projects like Warp, using multiple tokens like Tink. Use cases for Tink, use cases for Hyper, use cases for Hydra. It is very exciting where this is all going there. Phoenix coming, of course, really cool. Turbo, I'm very excited about Turbo coming for Vault. Hopefully on the earlier side of December would be very cool. Following on from Eden, which is launching hopefully in the next 24, 48 hours. Really excited. And of course, we've got many other projects there on the list. So bring it on. That's all we can say. Bring it on. And of course, growing the users is going to be also a key component of the ecosystem as well. So getting out there and promoting and spreading the word on X and YouTube and everywhere else that you can think of is always important part of crypto bullishness. We've got everything looking pretty exciting. Obviously, Titan X is just having a little quiet period before the next move, but essentially the inflation's out. Things are about to go humming, and Shogun and X28 about to supercharge the whole space. So get ready for another liftoff, I would say, in Titan X. Let's see who else have we got jumping in here. We've got RRCC in house. I'm going to wait a few days for Eden just in case of unseen glitches. Yeah, well, they are having more audits, aren't they? I think they're doing 4 audits. They had just one mathematical issue with the last one with the Lotus. Greetings, got here late, says Valiant, but Loki smashed the like, definitely smashed the like there as well in whole voice. Smash like me like fire. You like fire. Me like raging hot fire. I love that scene. Do you guys love that scene? You're like fire, but me love raging hot fire. That's pretty funny. All right, so my bad. What else do we got? Valence and House there. Hi, Superman. Any news from Jacob on PUSD ALGO? No. I did ask Cop DeFi on his channel the other day. And he sort of his language does change from time to time. I know that they wanted to do it. A Cult DeFi talked about like 85% chance of it happening, but of course there we are at sitting about 443,000 or something on the capital raise. We need to target 1 million. I think they can do it if they hit up some of the bigger influencers like Crypto Copy and others. I think they could get there. With a concerted effort like they've done for Mafia. The other alternative, of course, is running through from Mafia Success into that. Also, they're looking at all the casino mergers. So there could be a couple of avenues there they might take Valiant, but I am hyper bullish on PUSD ALGO. I myself have tried to reach out to Rack and Rochelle to check it out. So we'll see. We'll try and get an update as soon as we can. I have offered Jacob to come on the show. Haven't heard anything back from him at all at this stage. So we'll keep pestering. We'll keep pestering and keep pushing forward. But yeah, PUSD ALGO could be absolutely massive. And so yeah, what have we got? Stablecoins at the moment. We've got 3 liquidity forks. We've got Coast at the moment. Those are 4. We've got USDX, isn't it? That's USDX or XUSD. That is out at the moment. But man, PUSD ALGO is kind of the ultimate, right? Especially for scalability. And what a perfect time to get it out. In December or in the new year. So yeah, as soon as I find out more information, I'll let you know. All right. Hardy Hexalon in the house there with the party. Yeah, party on. All right, so that's kind of the play there at the moment. We're an hour and 5 minutes into the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We covered everything. Man, are you bullish? Man, 100,000 Bitcoin on the precipice. Eden looking really, really good. They're going to have 4 audits, so that checking off the maths. Sometimes maths, lets people down, but it's looking pretty bullish. I really like where they're heading, and they've done all the right things to get back on track. Shogun there looking bullish as well. In fact, these are both mega bullish, I think. Very exciting for everything they're going to benefit. It's going to be pretty cool. Valiant for the info. Thanks for the info, says Valiant. You're most welcome. What else? Yeah, I can't wait for the Vault roadmap. Man, the vision. Really looking forward to that. So Stevie D, looking forward to those coming sooner than later. Particularly maybe in the week after Eden. They could have one of those pillars. Turbo would be good for hyper. Imagine that, hyper. And then, of course, yeah, definitely need, looking forward to like Warp for what's going to include X28 and Tink. Obviously, useful for Tink there, supply sinks for Tink. And what are we on, day 50 for the Titan Farm? Something like that. So, yeah. What else? What else are we going to say about that? Yeah, those are some of the cool things looking forward to. Obviously, Inferno's doing lots of cool things coming up for Inferno. So it's going to be bullish there too. But they got Phoenix coming. Is that Phoenix for Inferno? I think so. So yeah, pretty fun times ahead. All right, so let's read the final couple comments. I'm bullish seeing Hex, Pulse, and PulseX starting the bull run. Absolutely hard X line. Feel very bullish about that. Things are really starting to move. I had this field today. I had some years ago seeing Hex at the all-time high. Yeah, there's exciting times ahead. All right, take care, everybody. Don't forget to see you in Discord. Links in the video description if you want to join up to Discord. $5 a month. And, of course, if you want to join Strategy Club, $30 a month there. Links in the video description or in the chat. Take care, everybody. Catch you again in maybe a day, maybe tomorrow I might stream. We'll see how we go. All right, bye.